Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our brute, level 11 Quintessence lass, who has 18,000 XP, 2,000 to go to get to level 12, and our first set of dual origin enhancements. 11 million influence because we gave ourselves a million. Otherwise, we'd have 26,000 influence. We're 11th level, and I looked it up. Julius the Troll might have some more for us to do at 12th level, but he won't talk to us till 12th level. And then there's one more guy in the Hollows, but his missions are levels 12 to 15 or 12 to 14. And so we're going to need to level up. So I figured we may as well do the Chernoborg story arc. I think that's what this one is. The Superidine Ring. So let's go ahead and do that before we outlevel it. She says the Superidine has been on the streets of Kings Row for years now, Quintessence last, but with all the refugees flooding into Kings Row after the destruction of Galaxy City, so this is from the new tutorial storyline, the Skulls have really started to push their product. The number of Superidine-related crimes is escalating. We need your help to shine a light on their activities. Will you help? Yes, we will help. And so she says, talk to Genevieve Sanders, who's got more information. So we've done this story arc before, so I'm not going to belabor it. If you want to see all the details of it, you can check out the Silver Phoenix playthrough. We are over level for most of this zone, so when they tell us to just go fight guys on the street, we're just going to go fight guys on the street really quickly and easily. And this area up here, which is High Point or something, is or High Park, is for level like 11, 12, 13. We might go up there if it's nearby, but I'm not going to go all the way across the zone just to like defeat 10 skulls or something. Yeah, so we got to defeat 10 skulls. We're just going to beat up the guys here because it's just not worth it. We just need to get 10 of them. So this will be fairly quick. Actually don't need to turn off super jump because we're not going to be using that much endurance. And see if we can like almost one-shot these guys because they're so much lower level than we are. Oh, there's some green cons. Okay, they should be a little bit more interesting. But not really. Two to go. And one to go. I definitely can't wait until we get another attack because I'm getting tired of using these crappy generic attacks. Alright, so we need to go find Toothbreaker Jones, and we're going to get 2 souvenirs for this story arc. One is going to be, he's got a jar with teeth in it or something, and we're going to get that as a souvenir from this mission, I believe. And then we'll get one more souvenir at the end of the arc. Now, Chernoborg will be definitely a challenge to us, but most of the rest of this probably won't because it's really designed for like level 10, level like 5 to 10 characters, 6 to 10 characters. There should be white cons in here though, yeah. So that at least will be, that'll be fun, fighting white cons. You're going to see that very quickly with this character. Once we start getting our dual origins in and we start getting a few more powers in, we're going to be needing to move this difficulty up. I might go for ×2, which is more enemies, first with this character, rather than the +1s, because the +1s just make it so much harder to hit when you don't have SOs. But the ×2s will give us a few more lieutenants and a few more bosses. And they'll just be our level, roughly. So more like this. Of course, those guys also are a little harder to hit, as you just saw. Now, I took that red inspiration, not because we need it, but because I'm hoping for a yellow. So the way I like to do this, as you've probably, there we go. The way I like to do this, as you've seen in my Scrapper playthrough, is I like to do a column of red, a column of yellow, a blue, green, and purple. Once we have stamina fully slotted with SOs, then we probably won't need the endurances, and we'll move these greens over and do two um, columns of purple, which will stack very nicely with our defense, making us very hard to hit. Notice that the machine gun guys do reduce our defense. Also, axemen do as well. So if you are facing axe guys, I don't remember if these guys, I think they do have axe guys. The axemen do reduce your defense and make you easier to hit. You can see that if we keep up our regular chain of attacks very quickly and we keep going from battle to battle, the Fury builds up very rapidly and we do massive amounts of damage. If you look back to the Silver Phoenix playthrough, you'll see that in general at this level, without any DOs yet, because we don't have DOs yet, it takes 3 attacks. Who just shot me? There. It takes 3 attacks to knock out a white con, assuming you hit. So it's Thunder Kick, Storm Kick, Crane Kick was the sequence, and it just about enough to take out one white con, normal minion that doesn't have any significant resistances. You can see with this character, and when the Fury is up, 2 attacks will take out the enemy. Right, now the Fury's gone down a little bit, so that took a 3rd attack. We had to brawl, but otherwise 2 attacks, when we built up Fury enough, 2 attacks will do it. Shadow Maul, of course, does a lot of damage, in part because it is a damage over time attack and it locks you in animation. You can't move or do anything or even down an inspiration while it's going. And so as a consequence, it does good damage because there is a kind of a penalty to using it. And, you know, so you get a plus and a minus with it. And look at that. Both of those attacks missed. So we definitely need to get another miss. We definitely need to get a, and we even got an accuracy inspiration going. We definitely need to get another good single shot quick attack in here. So there is like, this is Smite, there is Shadow Punch, which is the low level attack. At some point, we definitely need to get that in here. So these people are all here to get this Paradine, and when they see a hero on, they're like, oh crap, there's a hero here. We don't want to fight her. Man, I am missing like crazy. What are my 2 hit rolls here? I rolled 95 and a 48. Sorry about the silence there. Somebody was calling me. It was a spammer, as always. I am sorely tempted. My phone has the option to do this, and I am sorely tempted to do it where you, like, it auto answers the phone for you. When somebody calls, the ring doesn't come through, and instead it basically says press 1 and leave your name. Right, and spammers, the auto spam stuff just hangs up because it can't press 1 and it can't leave its name, right? But a person can press 1 and say, John Smith, and then the phone will ring, right? And it will, and when I go to pick it up, it will say, "Do you wish to accept a call from John Smith?" And then I say yes or no, either accept it or don't. Sounds like a great idea. Problem is, I think it would confuse the heck out of my mom, who has kind of the beginning stages of dementia, and I don't want to confuse her if she calls me. And so, yeah, I have no doubt that pressing 1 and stating her name would be potentially challenging to her. She might accidentally hang up the phone, or I don't know what. I mean, at this point, she sometimes confuses the remote control of the TV with the phone. And I think sometimes when I call her, she's trying to answer the remote control, and sometimes when she's trying to, you know, change the channel on the television, she's actually clicking on the phone. And so I definitely don't want to add that extra layer of her having to figure out what buttons to press to get to me. If she's been able to call me by dialing my number correctly, I want her to be able to get through. And so I'm never going to turn that on, I guess. I'd love to turn it on to screen out the calls, but I don't want to I don't want to confuse my mom at this point, because she's definitely very easy to confuse. So let's see if we can do them both. Yes, we hit them both. Excellent. And there we go. And having all those guys fight us at once, it does take some endurance, but it also keeps that fury built up and lets us do extra damage. You know what I don't know? I'm not sure about this. I suspect there isn't a way to do it, but maybe in the brute archetype origin or the ATOs, the archetype enhancers, there is something like this. I'm going to have to investigate, but one thing that would be really awesome for a brute is some sort of an enhancement that would increase the speed with which fury builds up or decrease the speed with which it fades. I don't know if there's anything that does that, though. I mean, it would be perfect for a brute, but I'm not sure if there's anything that does that. And I mean, we don't really need it, as you can see. And I think one of the things we should do is track how long we go before death. This character did have a death that wasn't on screen when I was going around the street trying to gain a couple beads to get ready to go into the Frostfire mission. One of the things I did that was really stupid, I was looking for white cons, right? And there was a group of 3 or 4 Hellions. I'm like, oh, okay, I tabbed through 2 of them. They were white cons. I didn't tab through the rest of them, which was really dumb. And it turned out that the one I didn't tab into was a boss, and I didn't realize it until he had completely kicked my butt. And then when I went to get out of there, he shot me with, it was one of the damned, and they have like ranged fire. And so he shot me and yeah, kicked my butt. And when I realized it was a boss, I stayed in too long trying to see if I could beat him, and then I was like, no, I gotta get out of here, and I turned to run, and bam, he got me. So there's Toothbreaker. He is a boss. Let's get our endurance going. We're gonna try to get up there with some fury. A little bit extra accuracy. Ah, so he is also doing dark melee like I am. So we're definitely gonna need additional accuracy. Let's see if we can get him. He's probably a little resistant to the negative energy as well. But we've got him. Bosses are no problem at this level if you're ready for them. If you realize it's a boss and you're prepared and you have, you know, some inspirations just in case. But when you are fighting what you think are minions and one of them is actually a boss, that can really get you, even if you're experienced and normally know what you're doing, like I am. And I think now we should have... No, we don't have the souvenir yet, but we will. We get his little jar of teeth or something. Let's call Shauna. And she says, well, that's going to make an amazing story, Quintessence Last. Takes down Superdine and busts the leader, saves innocents from the skulls. Unfortunately, Jones is just one of several pushers in the area. Taking him down will put a dent in the skull's profit margin, but I have a feeling that now that you push, the skulls are going to shove back. And we don't have the souvenir. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we don't have it yet. The tooth. I guess we'll get it later. She says, push comes to shove. You mentioned that Jones was talking to someone on the phone about a shipment. I've heard about the skulls, expecting a big shipment from one of my sources. I'm going to talk to her and see if she has more details. In the meantime, Genevieve called. So we'll go talk to Genevieve. I really like the sort of purple-black, dark energy version of Super Jump that I've got going here. I really like the look of this character and how it came out. I've actually got the urge to roleplay her. I wish there was a good sized roleplay supergroup on this server. I would join it, because I think she'd be really cool to roleplay based on like her powers and stuff. So my patients have been coming in all over Kings Row with their stories of where they got their superiority, and is almost never the same. The police are certain that the skulls are just moving the dealer around, but I think it's a combination of a number of different pushers setting up shop. One of my patients was at one of these drug dens today. He gave me the address. She hands the paper. Okay, so we're going to go to the address and shut it down. And I guess this will probably be... Let's take a look. We are 16 minutes in. Yeah, this will probably be our only other mission for this episode. Unless this is super quick, I don't remember. I mean, I know that some of the... Like, I can tell you what some of the different parts of these story arc are, but I can't remember which mission is which. It's been probably 8 months since I've played it. You know, last... No, maybe longer than that, because Tiger Strike didn't do this one, I don't think. I don't remember if she did. If she didn't, then the last person I did it with was quite a while ago. Oh, this is the trap. Okay, so this actually won't be that long of a mission, and we'll be able to do another one after this, I think. So they're gonna... This is a trap. They set up this base to trap a superhero, and now they're gonna try to catch me once we've got to the right place. So let's turn on Super Jump, and we'll go a little faster. Yeah, there are no skulls in here until you click on the right glowy, which is right there. It's in a different place in each mission, but it's somewhere in this room. So now this is going to be fun, because I probably need some accuracy for the final boss in here. Hopefully one of these guys will drop one. The Fury buildup will help us a little bit. So defeat the Skull's ambush. And unfortunately we've not gotten an accuracy drop. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now we're going to want to head out. Oh, some more guys. Alright, we'll fight them. I think we do have to defeat them all. I don't think we can just run out. So... And each one we beat gives us a chance of an accuracy drop, but we're not getting one, unfortunately. We've gotten a bunch of drops, just not accuracy. And we do have our Mez defense on, which is very, very good. That's super helpful. So they can't stun me. They shouldn't be able to stun me, which should enable me to click the heals if I need to. And this mission might level us. But now that we're in this story arc, we're going to go ahead and finish it first. Okay, we take care of these guys now. It looks like it. Oh, there's the next one. Oh, it's a Bone Daddy. Okay. Let's try to do a little extra damage to him. We're going to have trouble hitting this guy because he has 2 hit debuffs. And his are better than ours right now. Yeah. Let's see if we can Nemesis staff him and knock him down now. See, now all the generic ones are going to miss, because they have no accuracy buffs at all, whereas we do have some minor enhancements on our real powers, and so we can hit a little bit. And there we go. So we got the Bone Daddy. I thought I saw somebody else talking over here. It doesn't look like it. There we go. There's another one. The choppers. So these guys have axes. He can reduce your defense. Hopefully he'll drop in accuracy for me. The main problem with these guys is they do the debuff that I do and make it really hard for you to hit them. Ah, but we've leveled up, so we have no problem at all. Now we're just going to cut through these guys like a scythe through wheat because we have the bonuses from leveling. So now we're going to go quickly to this waypoint, because then there are going to be, I think, 2 bosses here, but we're going to have no problem because we're super buffed. And they're -1 to us. So you dark guys are getting some dark back. And there we go. Look at that. Do even more damage. We want to keep doing this very quickly while we're buffed. And then the rest of them are going to run away as soon as we beat this guy. And that is the end of the mission. That is a good deal. And we are level 12. And we're going to be able to put in our DOs, our dual origin enhancers. And I'll show you guys where to go to get the science ones as soon as we talk to Genevieve. I just love super jump so much. Oops, I missed that. I was trying to hit that radio tower there. I'm still thinking high level super jump with some of this. Now we talk to Shauna. And she says, I really need your help. My source has gone missing. Alright, well, we're going to do that later, Shauna, because I want to level up. So we're going to come over here and talk to my old buddy Blue Steel, one of my favorites hero NPCs. He leveled Silver Phoenix from, I think, 6 to 11 or something. He's going to give us 12th level. Okay, so now we have all these attacks. So I got to figure out which one I want. So let's take a look. Shadow Punch recharges in 3 seconds. That'll really help our attack chain. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Does some. Touch of Fear. That recharges in 8 seconds. It's not going to help our recharge time that much, but it terrorizes enemies. Makes them cower. For 16 seconds to 23 seconds, depending. It doesn't do any damage. And it 2-hit debuffs them. So that doesn't do any damage. We're not going to do that. Siphon Life, which has a long recharge time, 10-second recharge time, does damage and then heals us, which is super nice. But right now we need the attack chain. We're getting ready to put some enhancers on these guys, but I don't know if it's going to be recharged. As much as I'd like these higher level powers, I think we're going to get Shadow Punch. It does minor damage. It's not super great, but it's better than Brawl. We can probably pull Brawl out of our cycle now. This is range. Let's do it that way. And now we're going to enhance the powers, but we're going to do this with DOs. Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to show you where to go to get science dual origins, right? Because our character's origin is science. So I'll show you where to go to get those. And then I will pause it while I buy them, because you don't need to watch me buy them. And then I will show you how I have it arranged for our level 12 dual origins when we come back. And let's sell these things off while we're here. Boom, 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 boom. We don't ever need training enhancers ever again. Now, I do want to point out, if we were playing this for real without any help, we'd have 35,000 influence, not a million, and so we wouldn't be able to buy all of these DOs. But we will be able to buy them this time because we've gotten a million influence from one of my other characters. Tiger Striko has over 100 million. So there are two places to buy science. There's one up at the top, the science store. But because it is dual origins that we're looking for, we can go somewhere that has additionally science. So right here, subgenetics has mutation science, and that's what we're going to go for. You can also go to the tech store, which has tech science. But we're going to go mutation science. So I'm going to go ahead and buy these things here. These are the mutation science. Science on this side, mutation on that side. I'm going to buy these things, and I'll bring you back when we are fully enhanced. Okay, folks, we are back. Let's take a look. I went ahead and slotted everything. Why not? This cost about 75,000 influence, so you would not have been able to do this if you were just going clean without having gotten a donation. And if we were doing that, I would have probably put one endurance in each of these and these accuracies, and that probably would have been it. But since we are flush, I went ahead and put lots of accuracy on these guys. I got some endurance reducers so we won't have endurance problems. I went ahead and got double endurance reducers on this thing just to make sure that we keep the endurance down. The endurance cost is now 0.119, 0.22 on this one. Didn't bother with combat jump because the endurance is really tiny. The endurance reduce of combat jump is 0.06 a second, so we don't have to worry about that. So I increased the jumping on all of that, and I went ahead and put health instead. Again, these are things you would not do. All the stuff in the pools, do not do this if you are going clean without any donations from somebody, without any wealth, and you're just trying to play the game, sell your enhancements to the vendors, not play the auction house, and you're walking around with 40,000 influence or so, 30,000 at level 12. All you do is get your accuracies in here and your endurance reducers in the two toggles, and that's it. Don't spend the money on all this other stuff. The reason I did it is because we had a million extra influence. All right. So we're done with that. Now we can talk to Shauna. And we'll have one more mission, and then I need to stop and have lunch. I really should stop now, but I want to see how this character performs with her DOs, because I think that'll be awesome. Oh, I forgot. We got to watch out in this zone, because this is a level 10 to 20 zone, so there are lots of bad guys here who are white and yellow cons. Notice our defense is up to 15%, which is pretty good. Alright, so let's take a talk to Shauna, who says, "Marked for death. Her name is Emily Rodriguez. This is the reporter that's gone missing. According to her relative, she didn't show up for work today. Talked to Emily's cousin. She said, and he said that he's certain the Skulls have kidnapped her. So we got to go get her. So let's head over to King's Row. We'll rescue Emily, and then we will stop for this session. I am having such a blast with this brute. Aesthetically, the Mastermind is super awesome with the demons. And I did like, to some degree, being able to just tell them attack, and then I could do the healing. And I really liked being able to do group healing, because I've never actually done that in-game before. And you obviously can't do that solo otherwise than if you're a Mastermind. So I definitely enjoyed that, but for sure my favorite gameplay is the more aggressive type of melee gameplay that you get with a brute. So, hey, not too close, okay? You hero types are good in my book, but I don't need another reason for the Skulls to be eyeing me. So Stockwell told me you're one of the good cops. Shauna sent you? Yep, we fill him in. And he says, I think I know where she is. Okay, let's go. So in we go. I also like not having to wait at the beginning of every mission for buffing and prepping my minions. And now we get a cutscene with Chernoborg and this other character, Misery. Chernobog. He says, what's the matter? And she says, a lord of death, you alone can choose the first death to begin the ceremony. He says, kill the girl first. The new recruits will get we'll see what happens later. They'll figure out, they'll see what happens if they don't follow what we say, right? But they're not going to get a chance to do that because in comes Quintessence Lass. Excellent. So that's not bad. This one does 1311 and the bigger one does 2711. That's not bad. Put that over here. Okay. I'm willing to keep the inspirations that aren't the ones I really want as long as I have a bunch of open sockets, but as soon as they fill up, then I start using the ones I don't want so that I can get the ones I do. We should be hitting much more often because we have 2 accuracies on 2 of our punches and 1 on the 3rd. And notice how much quicker our attack chain is now and how much sort of faster we're using our actual powers rather than things like Sands of Mu. You're going to see that we're not going to use Sands of Mu that much anymore because of the extra Shadow Punch. Now, we're not fighting Chernoborg in here, Chernobog, I guess, in here. Gosh, 2 misses on the long attacks. We're not fighting him in here, we're just going to fight his minion. We will be fighting him a mission or 2 from now. For that one, we're going to need all of our inspirations correct. Look how fast we're taking these guys out now. This is awesome. And we get recharge enhancers on these powers, and we're in single origins. It's just going to be like rapid auto-fire mega attacks so fast. It's going to be awesome. I am really enjoying Dark Melee. I have never gotten it this high. I think I tried it once for a couple of levels, but I've never gotten anywhere near even 12th level with it. And I am just really enjoying how uber it is. It is awesome. Oh, I came the wrong way. I guess this is not where the prisoners are. That's alright. That's it, guys. Group up. So I can hit you both at the same time. And now defeat you both at the same time. Look at that. This character is just owning these white cons. So we're definitely going to need to bump the mission difficulty fairly soon. Alright, so now that I have everything I want, it's time to start making some holes in the inspiration tray. So that the things that are more like what I want start to fill in. Okay, so there are some bad guys over here, I think. Right? So we'll sweep the area. And we missed that guy, unfortunately. There we go. I just love Dark Melee. It is awesome. Some of it too was I needed a character concept that worked with Dark. And I often thought of it as magical, but coming up with like dark energy definitely was the concept that I was looking for. Look at that. Got them both. This character is awesome. And I definitely want a ranged attack that's not the Nemesis staff. I want to get her like I-beams or something. Okay. She's a boss. I think that's about all we'll need. And let's head on in. We're going to need both accuracies here, I think, because she's debuffing me. So this is a case where I'm not going to attack the minions. I'm trying to attack her because the minions can't debuff my 2-hit, and she can. Also, we can get multiple minions like this. Look at that. And we finished the mission. Just how freaking awesome is this character? How did you start attacking me? I thought you guys all ran after this mission was over. Must have been an ambush. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to hit the blue. So we saved Emily. And they're all cheering me, which is pretty cool. We head on out. We'll talk to Shauna, and that will be the end of this episode. I think this character already... wow, we're starting to get some DO drops. That's great. I think this character's already going to need to move up to ×2, because otherwise it's going to be too easy. I'm going to try it a little longer, just on the default, and just see how it plays. But I feel like it's going to be too easy. We'll try like Julius's next set of missions and see like what the trolls are like and stuff, but I feel like they're just going to be too easy if we don't do something to bump it. And I think +1s are just going to be too hard to hit because of the negatives you take from fighting, because +1s are going to put us up against +2s, and that's just going to be too much at this level. We're just going to have too low of a chance to hit, and one of our powers only has a single enhancement on it, and these are only DOs. So, and as we gain levels, these are going to become less green as well, so the bonus won't be as good. So I think we're going to want to go ×2. But we're going to play probably another episode or so and see how it goes. If it continues to be that quick and that easy, I'm going to move it up to ×2, and we'll see what happens. So let's call Shauna. And she says, thank you for getting Emily out alive. So we're going to have, I think, 1 or 2 more. Oh, there's only 1 more mission, so we will finish that mission and then work on Julius next time. But we're going to stop for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm really having a blast. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes.